Hi and welcome to CBN4's Primetime News Package. I'm your presenter, Alian Christopher. Here's a look at what's up in today's headlines. One outstanding woman awarded with the Exceptional Woman Award. High Commissioner of India to Dominica says signing a framework agreement is a step forward for Dominica's confrontation with climate change. And Barbados Parliament dissolved, but no election date set. Stay tuned for these and other stories right here on CBN4. We'll be right back.
L'année signe tout partout. Attention si vous êtes homme et bien femme. Visitez place santé pour examiner corps. Ça c'est un nid pour yo ouais si l'année pièce moun au lion qui ni maladie TB et bien maladie sexuelle. En compagnie moun qui ni maladie HIV P ni TB aussi. Savent qui l'année guérison pour TB. Ou ça vivre en bonne santé même si ou ni maladie HIV. Parlez by docteur. Prends responsabilité. Aidez du bout de sime maladie TB et HIV. Pour agir tout le monde pour examiner corps yo.
Welcome back. Director of Student Services at the Dominica State College, Edgar Hunter, believes that the students' performance in the recently held Windward Islands debate competition demonstrates high level of resilience. Hunter noted that the Dominica students are still recovering from Hurricane Maria and are having to make preparations under difficult and stiff circumstances. For those reasons, Hunter, who accompanied the students at the regional debate, declared that he is extremely proud.
And these are people who had no internet, no light, hardly had access to books because most of the books got wet, and they had to prepare for a competition against people who had internet, light, books, everything, and they worked really hard. And again, I mean, no congratulation is too big for them. So again, let's just congratulate them for their wonderful performance.
Meantime, Dean of Student Affairs and International Service Beverly Leblanc also went on to thank the students for their diligence when winning this year's 2018 regional debate competition.
Send the text. That was my good morning text. I was just getting up. We won. I was screaming, but he told me text the message because I'm still in the room. And I'm really, really happy for the students because, as I said, that's resilience at its best. They worked hard, and even when we saw the last mock debate, and then they were very, one of the things I liked about the students is the fact that when you give comments, they worked on it. They were really, they had a teachable spirit, and they were willing to learn. And one would say, but sir, how can I shorten that? How can I rephrase that? And I was really happy that they won and they came back, and the students have done very, well after Maria. That's our third championship. We won the under-20 football, we won the under-20 netball, and we went to St. Vincent, successfully defended our title after Maria. So Maria knocked us down, but it did not knock us out.
The Dominica State College are back-to-back champions of the Windward Island Regional Debate Competition. The United Nations Development Program, Jeff Small Grants Program, has awarded 6 grants totaling over $500,000 EC to civil society organizations. These grants will enable communities to undertake activities that protect and conserve the environment, empower local communities, and enable sustainable livelihoods. The UNDP President, Representative for Barbados and the OECS, Stephen O'Malley, signed the Memorandum of Agreement with the grantees at the UNDP office in Roseau on March 8th for grants which were awarded as follows. Southeast Community Emergency Response Team, their project, Southeast CERT, upgrade for disaster management with over $30,000. Dominican National Council of Women Project Livelihood Restoration Support for Women Farmers, EC, $50,004. Southeast Healthy People Community, their project Reducing and Recycling Waste, the Sustainable Pathway to Adapting the Climate Change in Dominica, $50,004. Dominica Essential Oils and Spices Cooperative Society League project Building Resilience in the Bay Oil Industry, $126,360. Dominica Consumer Protection Association Inc. project Pilot Solid Waste Management Project West Coast Communities, $130,005. Caribbean Agricultural Network, their project Sustainable Cocoa Development Project for Dominica, EC $118,800,000. Small Grants Program continues to be a major contributor to the environment and livelihoods in Dominica and the other countries. To date, the JEF Small Grants Program has invested over US $450 million, supporting over 14,500 projects in 125 countries. In Dominica, the Small Grants Program has from 1995 to 2018 provided 117 grants, totally in excess of over $3 million US, which is equivalent to more than EC 8 million, with the average of grant over 70,000 EC dollars. And the Bureau of Gender Affairs, Ministry of Social Services, Family and Gender Affairs celebrated International Women's Day under the theme Time is Now, Rural and Urban Activists Transforming Women's Lives, during which Tina Alexander, an outstanding woman, was awarded with the Exceptional Woman Award. Tina Alexander has worked as a psychiatric social worker from 1994 to 2001 before leaving the Ministry of Health to develop the Lifeline Ministries and to study for master's degree with the University of the West Indies. Alexander has also served on many boards and committees, including that of the Grotto Home for the Homeless, Dominica Cancer Society, and the Ministry of Health Ethics Committee.
Enjoy the right to be safe, strong, and free. She has a vision where everyone can access food, housing, education, and healthcare, regardless of income, race, gender, or religion. She aims to facilitate spaces where victims can come broken and transition from survivor to advocate to champion. To this end, she has trained 70 volunteers to work in a victim support network, a team's mentoring group collaborating with the Dominican National Council of Women, and the Piece Together training where women can feel healing through craft activities and journaling. With her work, she aims to create a presence in Dominica, standing up for integrity in project management, compassion for those traditionally rejected, such as those living with disabilities, sexually transmitted diseases, and mental illness, and justice in particular for those who experience abuse and exploitation. Tina has been a committed member of the NGO Coalition for the Protection of Children and Youth, which is a group of NGOs that campaigns for improvements in legislation and policy and raise awareness of gender-based violence issues. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the bio of Tina Alexander.
Meantime, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Social Services, Family and Gender Affairs, Helen Royer, said International Women's Day is a time to reflect on the progress already made to call for change and to celebrate acts of courage and determination by ordinary women who have played an extraordinary role in the history of their countries and communities.
Women's Day draws attention to the rights and involvement of rural women who make up over a quarter of the world's population and the majority of the 43% of women in the global agricultural labor force. Locally, women represent 20.1% of the formal agricultural sector and manufacturing sector. Additionally, women represent 48.9% and men 51.1% of the population, respectively. Female leadership accounts for 39% of heads of households. So this is testament to the fact that women are actually critical to the empowerment of the whole community where they come from. People must not take women very lightly.
Over the past 3 years, International Women's Day has been a hallmark activity to recognize outstanding women in their sectors and communities. To date, 6 women have been awarded with the Exceptional Women Award. And stay with us, we'll be back right here with more news.
L'année signe tout partout. Attention si vous êtes homme et bien femme. Visitez place santé pour examiner corps. Ça c'est un nid pour yo ouais si l'année pièce moun au lion qui ni maladie TB et bien maladie sexuelle. En compagnie moun qui ni maladie HIV pe ni TB aussi. Savent qui l'année guérison pour TB. Ou ça vivre en bonne santé même si ou ni maladie HIV. Parlez by docteur. Prends responsabilité ou. Aidez du bout de sime maladie TB et HIV. Ou agir tout le monde pour examiner corps yo.
If you're HIV positive or have an STI, having unprotected sex with multiple partners puts them in grave danger. You will expose every partner and their present and future partners to HIV or another STI. Use a condom every time you have sex. You can live a productive life even if diagnosed with HIV. Remember, early detection is key to your survival. Be responsible, protect yourself and others. Help stop the spread of HIV and other STIs.
There are signs everywhere. Pay attention whether you're male or female. Visit your health center to get screened. It's a preliminary test to determine if you are exposed to the HIV virus, an STI, or tuberculosis. Some people who are HIV positive also have tuberculosis. But there's hope. Tuberculosis can be cured. And yes, you can live a full life with HIV. Talk to your doctor. Be responsible. Help stop the spread of TB, HIV. Encourage everyone to get tested.
Les moun qui ni TB estene et bien toussé, moun qui en bonne santé au liouin qui a respiré ces vermines là, moun qui pas ni bon tempérament, kon sa qui ni maladie HIV, alcool, café, ti mamay et grand moun bien sensible pour ces maladies ça là. Moun qui ka toussé ni pour prendre précaution les yo en parmi moun en place publique, couvert bouche ou le ka estene et toussé. Visitez docteur et bien place santé. Fini tout traitement yo ba ou sa joint.
And thank you for staying right here with us. Acting Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education and Human Resource Development, Chandler Hyacinth, strongly believes that there is a need for a new public library here in Dominica. Hyacinth said, as time is rapidly changing, the focus on libraries are different. The public library on Victoria Street in Roseau, located opposite the President's Building, was compromised as a result of Hurricane Maria, which caused widespread devastation on Dominica.
They are no longer a place where persons come, get books and leave. And at the public library we offer a wide range of services, and more so now in the age of internet and the age of computers, the library has to perform that sort of function in terms of providing internet services, providing research for the wider community. A lot of resources now are available online, so it means the library would be looking at not just purchasing books to have in the library, but will having a lot of e-supplies, e-licenses for journals, for research, for books. So the focus of a new library has to move with the modern times. And whatever we're doing for a new library would have to take into consideration the changes that are occurring on the international scale as it relates to a library. So whatever we do with a new library has to take into consideration the new standards, the new facilities, the new modern type of structures for a library.
The Acting Permanent Secretary also indicated that even before Hurricane Maria, there were structural issues related to the public library in Roseau. She said plans were well underway for the construction of a new library building. Currently, the library services continues to be offered to the general public at the Documentation Center of the Government Headquarters building in Roseau. And High Commissioner of India to the Commonwealth of Dominica, Bishwadip Dey, said Dominica's signing of the framework agreement of the International Solar Alliance will definitely be a step forward in the country's confrontation of climate change. The High Commissioner of India said Dominica's Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit has been one of the crusaders against climate change. He said the resolve to fight climate change is significant by the signing of the framework agreement.
We in India and also in the French government have taken this initiative, and we feel this is very timely. And for Commonwealth of Dominica, definitely solar energy would go a long way to not only make self-sustained effort to fight the climate change, but also bring in changes in the day-to-day life of people.
They also said he respects and appreciates the resilience that the people of Dominica has shown post-Hurricane Maria.
Of Government of India and people of India, I can assure you that we stand with you in your reconstruction efforts and to fight climate change and any other eventuality which will follow. In case any help is required, we would be there to best of our ability.
The Primary Healthcare Services and the Health Promotion Unit of the Ministry of Health and Environment from February 19th to the 23rd of 2018 conducted a health awareness campaign for public servants under the theme Fighting NCDs, One Ministry at a Time, utilizing recently donated surgical mobile unit. The activity was held at the forecourt of the Windsor Park Sports Stadium. Services offered during the health awareness campaign included blood pressure, blood sugar check, pap smear, prostate exams, HIV rapid testing, depression, body mass index, health education, oral health education, vaccines, diabetic screening, cancer screening, environmental health and drug education. Director of the Primary Healthcare Services, Dr. Laura Esprit, gave brief synopsis of the program.
So essentially the objectives that we based the campaign on were primarily a twofold objective. We know that we've adopted, some of us have adopted unhealthy lifestyles, be it poor diet, be it poor unhealthy diets or poor stress management techniques, etc., you name it. And because of that, it can impact or almost increase the incidence of chronic diseases, particularly post-Hurricane Maria. Just a fact, the prevalence of diabetes and hypertension in Dominica is about 15% and 17% respectively. And bearing that in mind, we just thought that the campaign, one of the objectives of the campaign would be to focus on screening services and health education in an attempt to curb the expected surge of chronic diseases. And the second objective really was to expose or sensitize public officers to the services that we provide in the Ministry of Health as it relates to lifestyle control measures of lifestyle-related diseases.
Dr. Esprit noted that the services provided were offered by 12 different teams. Stay tuned, we'll be back with more news right after the break.